Greetings and welcome to In-Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. The Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts recently launched the Digitalization of the Tourism and the Creative Sectors, or DOTS program. Cultural Officer 2, as well as Head of the Grants and Sponsorship Secretariat, Keon Francis, he joins us to connect the dots, as it were, showing the rationale and impact behind this. Welcome, Mr. Francis. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to ask, though, when I hear digitalization, how does it relate to this line ministry? What aspect or aspects of the tourism and creative sectors are you trying to, or does it even make sense to digitalize?
Well, thank you for having me on. The fact of the matter is that at this point in time, the world is moving towards digitalization. And the tourism and cultural creative industries are no different. There are many opportunities for digitalization. The simple act of a hotel having a platform that potential guests from anywhere around the world can log in, view 360 or virtual reality videos of the hotel room and the other facilities, and then from that same space, navigate towards making a payment and booking a hotel room. That's digitalization. So those types of projects in the tourism and creative industries are what we're trying to encourage.
And also, in terms of trying to encourage that, is there a level or tiered system? So we want these people to do it first, or we want everybody to do it at the same time? Who are you approaching? Is there a specific target audience you have for this?
Well, we are targeting more medium to small businesses and individuals. Of course, the amount of the reimbursement will also dictate a lot of that. So what the reimbursement is designed to do, we will be paying up to 50% of the expenditure for the project to a maximum of $50,000, right? So that kind of already gives you an idea of the type of businesses that might be more interested in receiving a reimbursement of that nature. And of course, the project has to already have been completed because it's a reimbursement. So we're not giving you the money to do the project. It's a project that the organization in question would have already seen the benefit for their organization and seen this as a natural progressive step that they need to take. And what we are doing is we are facilitating that process by offering a reimbursement for qualifying projects.
Now, I like the fact that you talk about persons having to see the benefit. Is it a stretch? Do you find yourself having to have these sorts of conversations, be it en masse or one-on-one, so to tell people, okay, well, this is something that we think you should do, this is something that research shows that will help to boost your business? Because sometimes I can see the potential for someone saying, okay, well, I'm making enough to get through to this point in time, so I don't necessarily see the need to digitalize, especially if that may cost more money and I only get them 50% after it. Are those some of the conversations you're having, and if so, how are you treating with them?
Well, that's not really the conversations we're having at this point in time, because it's really for people who are already or have already been engaged in this type of work. You see, what we've realized is that far be it without government intervention, people are seeing the need for these type of projects and are attempting to start to do this type of work. The problem, of course, is funding, right? So that's why the concept was developed to try to fulfill and address that need that we were seeing. So at this point in time, particularly because it's a reimbursement grant, it's a lot about people who are already doing that work or have already done the research and decided, yes, there's a way that I want to go, and sometimes even started the project already. And it's just the government is here to say, hey, we know this could have been hard. Thanks for doing that type of work. Or we know it could be a little difficult here. Once you're finished, we can commit to assisting with this project based on what you've provided.
And it makes me wonder, what are some of the parameters, in the sense that if I digitalize my process by which I can engage with potential customers in 2017. Does the grant apply to me? So I guess I want to ask who's eligible as well.
Well, persons who have been engaged in the tourism and creative sectors for at least 3 years, persons or organizations, are eligible. Right, so that's the first thing. You have to be in the sector for 3 years. It can't be that you're now starting in the sector. Aside from that, it's about showing the validity of your project, right? So we have a number of areas that we look at: virtual or augmented reality, artificial intelligence, integration of mobile apps, recognition technology, marketing trends, music and art trends. All of these things are applicable under the DOTS program. But of course, the onus is on the applicant to show, that they've successfully executed the project, that it is, functioning and operational, but also show how it benefits not just their organization, but the creative or tourism industries and Trinidad and Tobago in general.
And one of the things about looking at individuals who have already started or already completed processes like this is that sometimes it can give an idea for national policymakers. Okay, well, it seems as though this is where the trend is. Let us facilitate. Is there a tiered system? Are you looking at, okay, this amount of people in augmented reality, we prefer that people do this? What is the criteria for saying, okay, well, yes, we are going to facilitate this person will be getting the grant?
Well, right now, what we have are broad categories, right? So we have, as I said, recognition technology, robots, mobile integration, mobile apps, chatbots, artificial intelligence. So through the process, we'll also be gathering data. Yeah, so it's kind of that preliminary step, as you will, into the sector, right? Where through disbursing the grant, we'll have a better idea of what people are interested in, what areas people are already working in. And then we'll now have more information to tailor the programs or this program itself towards specific areas. But right now, it's basically a general call for persons. Do you have a digitalization project? Is it a digitalization project that will open up Trinidad and Tobago markets, Trinidad and Tobago tourism, creative sectors to regional and international audiences and markets, right? Is it a digitalization project that has the potential to bring tourism into the country or to activate tourism, community-based tourism, or international? If you have that type of project, check us out.
And with that, we get a short bit of information from the Line Ministry. We are speaking with Head of the Grants and Sponsorship Secretariat, Keon Francis, about the DOTS program and the way that you can make it work for you. Stay with us. We return with more.
The Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts welcomes you to an exciting new chapter for our tourism and creative industries with the launch of our DOTS program. DOTS is an acronym that stands for the Digitalization of the Tourism and Creative Sectors. This program offers local creatives and operators financial incentives to develop innovative projects that use digital technology to take Trinidad and Tobago's tourism and creative offerings to the world. DOTS provides a reimbursable grant of up to $50,000 off of your initial investments. With a rapid global advancement of technology, we find ourselves on the cusp of a digital revolution. The time has come for Trinidad and Tobago to leverage the immense potential of digitalization and create a more seamless, safe, and immersive tourism and creative industry. DOTS holds the key to unlocking the host of potential for both tourism and businesses alike. Gone are the days of cumbersome paper maps and guidebooks. With digitalization, travelers can access real-time information, interactive maps, personalized recommendations at their fingertips.
And yes, we are speaking about DOTS, and we're getting things to be excited about, speaking with Mr. Keon Francis, Cultural Officer 2, and looking at the fact, give me a little idea about the application process, please.
Okay, so to apply, you can visit the MTCA ministry website. That's www.mtca.gov.tt. You can find the link to the application form. It is a digital form. So trying to limit use of paper. We are digitalizing, so we trying to go digital. You fill out the form. You will be asked for proof of registration of the business and other required documents, IDs, that sort of thing, as well as invoices and bills for the project. You'll also be asked to provide a proposal to give us out more information about the project. Once you've completed the application form, that will be forwarded to officers and a committee for assessment. And once there is approval and agreement, you will be contacted to let you know that you were successful with your application and are eligible for the reimbursement.
It sounds simple enough. I'm very glad to hear that. But what kind of time frame does that look like? And I also want to ask, hopefully the committee is it involves or it comprises individuals who are a little forward thinking as well, because sometimes there may be parts of the system that are forward looking and a little more accepting of those moves forward, but then there's some people, I don't think this makes any sense. And it's because of them as opposed to how feasible that program is. So I don't know if you can answer that directly, but I will ask about that time frame between someone submitting and getting a response one way or the other. Thank you.
Well, in terms of the time frame, you should have a response within about 4 to 6 weeks. All right. That depends a lot on how well the person's completed the application, if they have all of the required information, etc. Yeah. If there's anything that the committee may not be clear about, requiring more information, that can extend the time frame. But basically, within 4 to 6 weeks, you should have word once everything is there.
And is there an amount of grants that you have in mind earmarked? Okay, this is the amount that we're dealing with in terms of literally the number of grants for reimbursement, or are you dealing with it by quantum of money? We have this amount of money put aside. What kind of figures are we looking at?
Yes, it's more that there's a certain amount of money that has been allocated for this program, and based on the applications and how many people apply and that type of thing, and how much they are approved for, yeah, that will really dictate how many people that we can assist. Remember, at the end of the day, this is really is a pilot program. Yeah, it's a first time program, so there's a lot of information. It's also very much information gathering for us. There are things that we are going to learn and see, and things even that we didn't expect. So it's really an open approach towards gathering information, gathering applicants, and just trying to assist the stakeholders and the communities in question. Regarding the committee, yes, the committee is going to comprise various experts and professionals from within information technology, tourism, creative arts sector, etc., etc.
And it's one thing to say that, yes, we're gathering information, but I'm sure there's certain key performance indicators that you're looking out for. One of them might even be time-driven. So is it a matter of saying, okay, well, by X time, we want Y amount of applicants so that we can possibly disburse Z amount of grants?
Well, definitely. We know we come into the close of the financial year, but we're definitely looking for a certain amount of people before the year is out. So we are encouraging persons to apply now before if we can get 40 to 50 applications approved before the end of the fiscal year, I think we will feel that we have done a good job in this time frame. The applications, of course, need to be, the project needs to have been completed within the last fiscal year at this point in time. So between October to now would be the time that the project would have had to been completed in order to qualify.
I know it's early days yet in terms of the launch of the program, but are you getting feedback as yet? Are people saying, okay, well, this is my project, or trying to find a little more information before they submit their applications?
We do have a lot of people reaching out for information regarding submitting. However, of course, you can relate to the fact that it's a kind of complex. It's simple yet it's complex. It's a lot of information that we're asking for, and therefore businesses and organizations really would need to have all of their invoices and documentation. So all the supporting documentations in place. So we know that we recognize that as taking people a bit of time to make sure that they gather everything, right? But we do have people expressing interest, asking questions, trying to find out more about it.
And I'm sure, well, hopefully not too much, but there may be some people really wrapping themselves on the knuckles saying that I should have kept better books, so I'd have had these things at my fingertips to be able to submit, because sometimes when you're in it and you're right there, you can't necessarily see a little further down the road. But hopefully this helps to also streamline the process of just how individuals do business with their personal businesses, realizing that there are these sorts of opportunities. Do you expect that sort of ripple effect as you go forward with this pilot project, but as you possibly hope to scale it a little bit?
Well, definitely, yes. That's something that we are encouraging. The way in which we do business, keeping of records and those type of things is becoming more and more important. Organizations are actually expected to have registered businesses. As you may know, up to 5 years ago, in terms of dealing with the public sector, that wasn't really a necessity to be registered as a business or registered as a non-governmental organization with the Ministry of Legal Affairs. That's almost a necessity at this point in time. So yes, as we go forward, that's the type of thing that we do expect. And I would encourage people, if you don't have everything, still try, still submit. We can take it under consideration. As I said, it's 50% of this, up to 50%, for a maximum of $50,000. So even if you don't have all of your invoices, but you have part of it, you may still qualify for some measure of a reimbursement. So as we say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So if you know you have a solid project, you completed it within the time frame, you have some supporting documentation, not all, the project is live, it's doing what it's supposed to do, submit, apply, and let's have that conversation. Let's see how we may or may not be able to assist.
You have to be in it to win it, as some individuals say. So we want to thank you for giving us this trail of breadcrumbs that people can further look and find information. Possibly visit mtca.gov.tt. But Mr. Francis, we want to thank you so much. Head of Grants and Sponsorship Secretariat, Keon Francis, talking about the DOTS program. And on behalf of the entire TTT News team, I'm Dike Rostant. This has been In Depth with me. Thank you so much for joining us.
Online platforms and booking systems enable small businesses and local businesses to reach a global audience and to compete on a level playing field. By embracing technology, we can reduce the reliance on paper-based systems and minimize the carbon footprint associated with traditional tourism practices. DOTS is excited to see projects like app creation and implementation, virtual reality, geotagging, e-commerce products, augmented reality, and more as we work together to enhance our tourism sector.